Hey, how's it going out there, folks? Welcome back here to a Tuesday night. October 29th, 2024 is the date. About 10:33 p.m. California time. Latest activity on the globe shows a 0.7 little earthquake there across the California area. We'll go ahead and check this out real quick. We'll run over to the USGS map, see what's going on there across the west coast. Earlier this evening, a three-pointer popped up here south of the Clear Lake volcanic field, just off of the which fault system is this? The Harrodsburg fault, it looks like. Runs fairly lengthy, potentially into the Rogers Creek fault zone. This whole section here potentially runs into the Hayward fault as well. So little three-pointer up here, 3.2 to be exact, earlier this evening. And I think that's about the only thing above 2.5 today. I'll take that back, a little 2.5 out around the Fort Irwin area. So aside from that, mostly smaller microquake activity out here today. Nothing big going on across the Northern California area. Let's go ahead and check out tremor map here tonight. Is this tonight's tremor? Yes, it is. So we've got about 121 epicenters here of tremor along the Cascadia subduction zone. Not so much south here. It's more northward into the Oregon area and underneath the Washington region here for 121 epicenters. Not a big deal. Maybe an increase going on there, so we'll continue to watch that area. Let's see, Yellowstone National Park, nothing major going on. Utah, outside the Great Salt Lake City area, a couple smaller earthquakes up north. Really nothing major going on out here across the country for now. A little eerily quiet, to say the least. Of course, we got the election coming up here very soon. What else we got here? Any major quakes in the last 24 hours? Doesn't look like it here. Fairly quiet. A couple fives out there, but that's in general on any given day. Nothing major going on there across New Zealand for now. Look at the earthquake 3D globe. There shows some threes and even a four-pointer down there along the southern part of the plate boundary, South Island, well south of South Island area. So really not a whole lot of newer movement here to report in the area. A couple smaller quakes up around the Japan area in the Kuril-Kamchatka Trench. Recent activity, it's hard to decide where the recent movement's kicking up right now. I guess Alaska's seen some deeper earthquakes here through the Cook Inlet area. Nothing big going on, but a trail of deep earthquakes up there, it looks like. Go here to the newest. Quite a few small quakes there in the last few hours. But again, nothing major. Hawaii, the hot spot. A couple earthquakes out there, fairly shallow. 2.2 and a 1.9 looks like here in the last hour or so. Let's go ahead and check out the latest information here on Kilauea Volcano. See if we got any updated equipment activity out here. See if it's working right. I know they've had a couple issues going on here with their deformation data charts. And it looks like it still needs to be serviced here. We lost it about on the 12th of this month, and it has not come back online. I'm not for sure why they haven't got it up yet. Pretty important, right? Because what's going on out there is we got some magma underneath the area with a little bit of an eruption event here back, it's been over a month now, I believe. And we just got to, I'd like to keep track of what's going on underneath the area. And these tilt meters and inflation data stations come in handy to view when there's volcanic activity. That's offline. I mean, really, what are we going to look at? And this is way up north. I'm really not too concerned about that. More so the summit area and off here towards the Middle East Rift Zone. Not a whole lot changing there, but hopefully they get everything back up and running here soon. Still sick? Not getting not wiping it off the plate yet. Still hanging in there. A couple smaller spikes here on the seismograph stations here in the last 12 hours, but really not a whole lot going on there across the Big Island of Hawaii in terms of earthquake and volcano activity for now. All right, anything else major going on here? I mean, just quiet. Eerily quiet is the key word here tonight. Let's go ahead and check out space weather, see if anything's going on there. Actually, we're settling down into the C flare category right now, just consistently C flare activity. With, we have a number of sunspots out there that are currently facing into the Earth directed view regional group up here, and also this area, center disk, that looks like it's going through couple different changes out here. There's not a whole lot of complexity going on with this sunspot area anymore. Potentially around this region, but the rest of these here look like they're starting to decay a little bit. And then we have two large active regions up here on the northeastern quadrant of the sun that we'll have to watch and see if anything wants to pop off from there. Right now, it's still an elevated X-flare threat. Let me grab a drink here real quick. A little bit of X-flare activity potential here from those two sunspots on the northeastern quadrant of the sun still. They remain a possibility. X-flare at 25% chance, protons continuing to pound the Earth with, that's crazy. That's a lot of charged protons here in the last, coming up on 6 days, I think now. It's been elevated like this. And that is a recent date. Just hanging in there, really not going away. So these things can linger around for a little while, affecting the polar regions, communication, and navigation systems out there. So nothing major going on here for the aurora forecast, folks. Pretty quiet. A little sliver of a moon out there, if you can catch that, 4%. There's all our sunspots there, quite a bit declining, and a couple of those growing out there. So we'll just kind of watch how things play out. There was a far side prominence eruption there off the southwestern limb of the sun earlier this morning. Not going to be facing, it's not going to have any geoeffective dealings here on the Earth. I don't see it at all. It's way too far off on the southwestern edge of the sun to affect the Earth. But it was definitely a noteworthy liftoff there of that prominence. Beautiful. All right, let's see what we got here for Storm Prediction Center. We got a severe weather day here for tomorrow. And if you're out there at 10 o'clock, 11, 12, if you're out there in the southern plains, well, that would be today, Wednesday. Right now it's still Tuesday night here in California, but for the day on Wednesday, the evening, and venturing into Thursday morning as well, there's a severe weather threat out here with a high likelihood of some tornado activity across eastern Kansas, all in this area right here. But the main area of concern is going to be right around the eastern area of the Kansas region. Looks like Wichita area northward. There's a broad swath here of severe potential where we could see up to an EF5 tornado take place there within about 25 miles of a point. So heads up, this is a big deal. Big time severe weather maker here tomorrow across this area. And then as we go into the day, let's see here, let's go back. The day on Thursday, it looks like that severe weather shifts a little bit further east. Nothing major. There's just a marginal risk here, it looks like, for some severe weather, but that could change as we get a little bit closer, depending on what happens to the that low pressure system tomorrow. But big deal for severe weather out there. Hail and wind threats included for the severe weather. And as we look here, there's that line of severe weather popping up there tomorrow across the southern plains, all the way to Texas, all the way up north here as well. Just be on guard. There's definitely a decent setup there for some severe weather. West Coast, California, getting in on some sprinkles and some snow in the mountains. Looks like maybe a stronger storm as we head into the weekend. Friday night into Saturday. Looks like a decent precipitation maker here for my neck of the woods. Snow in the mountains there, so that'll be kind of nice to get a fresh coat of snow up there in the Sierra Nevada mountains. And there's a low pressure system out here across the Colorado area that's going to keep the severe weather threat amplified here as we head into the weekend and next week. Look at that, just few days of some significant precipitation here. Look at these accumulated precipitation runs, just up until about November 5th or so. Look at that. Looking at maybe 6-7 inches of rainfall here across areas of Kansas and Oklahoma area. A broader swath of 4 to 5 inches out there in the purple region. So these guys definitely need the rain. They're dealing with some extreme drought out there. So hopefully this setup will improve the drought conditions. California, there's a little bit of rain out there, and we'll have to see how the rest of November holds up. Looks like maybe some type of tropical system there in the Gulf of Mexico bringing in a bunch of rain. Let's see what we got here as we put this into motion. There's some type of tropical system there as we head into the second week of November, but really nothing organized, nothing well defined here across the tropics for now as far as any threat goes for that area, which is good news, right? Definitely good news. Some colder air coming down into the Intermountain West regions there around November 7th. Going to be interesting here. I mean, we got La Nina to deal with, so it could go either way. I mean, we could see a number of different things change out here, but La Nina is really not any specific weather pattern that's going to take place here in the wintertime in the northern hemisphere. It averages out to mainly wetter here across the Pacific Northwest, drier there in Southern California, but right now it looks like Southern California going to get some storm systems there from all this activity coming into the West Coast as well. So we'll just kind of see how this winter goes. I'm hoping for a very wet winter. I do not want to slip into any drought conditions out here along the West Coast. One little earthquake underneath Lake Tahoe right now. Little 0.8. All right, folks, I am out of here. Nothing major going on. There's somewhat pretty quiet conditions out here. It's been that way, I guess, for a little bit. Let's see, last 7 days of earthquake activity. Largest magnitude is going to be that 6.2 earthquake there across the Crow-Kamchatka. 5.8 there, Middle America Trench. And these were a few days ago. So last couple days, though, have been awfully quiet. So we'll just kind of watch it, see how things play out. Have yourself a wonderful Tuesday evening, folks, and stay weather aware tomorrow if you're out there in that severe weather zone on Wednesday. Have a good one. We'll catch you guys back out here a little bit later.